sent invitations to all three candidates. We sent them questionnaires. We followed up with phone calls. We have Mr. Sombrello. We're either not important enough to other people or they had more important things to do. Before we start, I just would like, as a matter of political consciousness, which is what I think is part of what the campaign, at least our revolution, is calling for, is to remember that today is the day that the bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. And to the extent that that somber reminder helps us to understand where we are more than 65 years later, 70 years later, I think it just sets the tone. Inasmuch as we were only graced with one candidate, we're really going to try to keep this down to an hour. I mean, if there were three candidates, we'd be rolling all over the place. We have three wonderful panelists who I'd like to introduce you to. Josie Curley is going to serve as the representative from the Cape and Islands affiliate to the Representative Council, which is the central organizing body for our revolution. Next to her is Ian Tompkins. Ian is a doctor of pharmacy. He is a very progressive gentleman. He lives in Fall River, I believe, and is associated with the Our Revolution Fall River chapter. And next to him is Ben Merrick. On his right, maybe Ben should be on his left, because Ben is with the Social Democrats of America, and the Social Democrats of America have already endorsed Bill Sombrello. The format today is that Bill is going to give an opening statement. The panel is going to direct initial questions to him, and if appropriate, a follow-up question. I ask only that questions be kept to a minute, and I've suggested to Bill that he keep his answers to a minute or two. If you have a question that you'd like to ask, I would appreciate it if you would put it on one of these cards and send it up to us, so that we make sure we get the full range of what people are interested in. And I don't think there's anything. I'd like folks, if you don't mind, to put your name, your email address, and any issues that really are central of interest to you, and your zip code. That's all, because that's the way we organize things relative to congressional districts, and in fact, most electoral districts in the U.S. Any questions? So our first and only candidate tonight is Bill Sombrello. The format we've devised doesn't require a glorious intro. We're just going to hear from Bill, we're going to put the questions to him, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you. Bill.
First of all, I want to thank Bruce for finding this fantastic location.
Oh, no, you give that credit to Chris.
Oh, okay. Well, fantastic. Thank you so much, and I want to thank our Revolution here on the Cape and Fall River for making this all come together and making this happen. You're all here because you get it, right? We're all activists in our own right. In many respects, the people in this room are the echo chamber, right? Our task, if we own up to it, is to be able to get the word out beyond our little echo chamber. And that's a challenge that all of the organizations, such as DSA, the Green Rainbow Party, which just endorsed last week as well from the South Shore, Justice Democrats, for example, and of course, our revolution. This is the challenge that we all face. But it's also an opportunity for all of us to blend together and work together to be able to punch through the establishment powers that be. And that's really why I'm here and why I'm appealing for you here today and now. We have the ability, we have the manpower, we have the heart, and we have the moral high ground. And that's vital given the political situation and the political environment that we are living in right now. Now, the guy in the Oval Office didn't get there by accident. And there's a whole bunch of stories as to how it happened and how it could have been avoided and all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, in my heart, and I imagine in your heart, you feel the same as I do. The Democratic Party, as we once knew it and expected it to be, abandoned its base, and that's us. Instead, it glommed onto the corporate interests that are now controlling Washington and controlling our national agenda and our global agenda. And to Bruce's point, this is the 73rd anniversary of an unjust bombing on Hiroshima, Japan. And I say unjust because historically we now know that Japan had made multiple efforts to surrender unconditionally. And it's only because President Truman wanted to show Stalin that we had the bomb and we were willing to use it, that we dropped not one but 2 bombs on that country. Now, the United States portrays to the world that it holds the moral high ground, and I, unfortunately, do not agree with that. We've now heard cries of more restrictions on Iran, right? Are we going to push that dog until it bites us, and then all of a sudden, oh, now we got to destroy it? Is that what we're going to do? Is that the extent of U.S. foreign policy? I hope not. And I hope you agree with me. Now, the policies that I have, despite the fact that the missing representative is not here, the policies that I have, even though we both carry a D at the end of our name here on the ballot, couldn't be more diametrically different. I'm for single-payer health care. I'm for forgiving the college loan debt. I'm for free in-state college tuition. I'm for promoting a Green New Deal with renewable energy through tax incentives, not fossil fuel giveaways. Now, the coalition that I built, that we built, consists of folks like the Democratic Socialists of America, the South Shore Green Party. Hopefully, our revolution will bring me into their fold. That's the coalition that we are about, that we built. The coalition that Mr. Keating built is Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, the drug companies, Shell Oil. We are at an apex where we have to exercise our authority as voters to change the course that this country is on. And the window of opportunity is shrinking every single day as the folks in Washington chisel away at our rights. They do it through gerrymandering, they do it through removing voters from the scrolls, the rolls of the votes. We have got to draw a line in the sand and say enough is enough. We have to stand together, not as a party, but as a people. And so I implore you to embrace all of these coalitions and all these activists and join our team in the 30 days or less that we have right now. And be part of the change, part of the solution. I can't do this alone. We're not going to beat this candidate dollar for dollar. It can't be done. We're a grassroots campaign. We have not taken dime one from a single corporation. Everything has been small donations. I need you to be our army, to be able to help knock at the doors, do the phone banking. We've gotten tremendous positive feedback from every person that we've talked to. And I don't mean that, it's not an exaggeration. It's an amazing response that we've gotten. What are we missing? We're missing the ability to hit all the doors and call all those people. And we've actually gotten to the point where now I'm calling people and they're saying, oh yes, I heard of you. You have my phone. So we're at an exciting moment. And no, this is not Queens, New York, and I'm not Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. No, we're actually in a better position than she even was. Her incumbent was a 20-year incumbent, in line to take the place of the Speaker of the House, and she unseated him. Mr. Keating has been moving around chasing the district as we went from 10 districts down to 9 districts. He's been in politics since he's been 23 years old. He doesn't know what it is to work for somebody else. He doesn't know what it is to make a payroll. He doesn't know what it is to have to pay your employees and pay yourself last or not at all because that week you didn't raise enough money. I know what that's like. So I've been on both sides of the equation. I've been unemployed and had to go to the deli and ask for the end cutoffs at the deli because they were $1 a pound instead of the $5 a pound. I know what that is. I've lived that. I'm not proud of it, but I also think it made me a hell of a lot stronger because of it. So I implore you again, when this is over, please sign up to help. Tell your friends to sign up to help. And we can make a difference. We can change the course of this country. Thank you very much. I'll sit over here so it's easier to...
Why don't we start with, Carol, you prefer not to start ladies first?
So,
Can we remove the photo case? I can see you.
so I was asked.
If your card at your table has the special marking on the bottom, no.
So I was asked to pose a question about something that I care a lot about, and it's health care and single payer health care. And my question is how do you feel as a congressperson that you would be able to lead us towards a single payer, even as a single payer option like we were, enticed with a few years ago when we got the Affordable Care Act, and then that was taken away. So how do you feel with all the corporate influence on Congress that we can get there?
Great question, Joseph. So we all kind of witness and feel the tidal wave of support for single-payer health care. The majority of Americans want it. We certainly need it, and I don't believe that any American their life should be decided by somebody behind a desk based on the economics of their treatment. To me, and as I've said, health care is a right. There are a large and growing number of progressive candidates that are for single-payer health care. And if we can build a beachhead of candidates with this election cycle in Congress, and my idea, and an idea that we're all kind of sharing amongst ourselves, is that we vote as a slate. Okay? So at that point, we have certainly the power of the people behind us, because they're pushing us to do that. As your rep, that's what I'm going to do. And then we also have the power of multiple congressmen that are also on board. Now we know, I'll keep it short, but we know that there are progressives in Congress and the real progressives. So obviously we need to make sure that we attract and create glue together for these progressives. And in fact, I've advocated that post-election that we do an off-campus meeting to really strategize along those lines and other issues. So it can happen.
You good with that?
Yep.
Okay.